Hampshire Conservative Future PAC, Crawford.
Ladies and gentlemen, I agree with a lot of the previous speakers today that have pointed out this is the most important election of our lifetime. That's very easy for me to say because I'm 20 years old and this is the first election I'm going to be voting in. But you could be old enough to have voted for Teddy Roosevelt, and this would be the most important election of your lifetime too. Because the only thing we can imagine that would be worse than one term of Barack Obama is a second term of Barack Obama with no re-election to keep him in check. Thank you. And as we look at this list of failures from this president, there's no demographic that has been hurt more than young people in New Hampshire and across the country. Young people have been hit first and foremost on the future. The president's title in the State of the Union address was Winning the Future, but he's done so much to damage our future. Candidate Obama was very smart and said it was unpatriotic for the previous president to rack up $4 trillion in debt. But then President Obama turned around and raised it by $5 trillion. You look at entitlement. My generation is going to inherit a terrible entitlement crisis. And Paul Ryan became the most courageous politician of our lifetime, trying to solve this problem. And the president, rather than shaking his hand, slapped it away. Democrats make this a political issue rather than a problem to be solved. And that's the reason members of my generation believe we have a better chance of seeing a UFO in our lifetime than ever seeing a Social Security check. But if members of my generation really want to see the damage this president has done, we don't just have to look to the future, we can simply look around. It's obvious the health care plan that young, healthy Americans don't want, don't need, and has been driving up health care costs for everyone in the country. But really the big issue in this campaign is the economy. And the college graduates and the people in college right now have been most hurt by the Obama economy. I know a lot of you have been to graduations over the past few years, and since this president was inaugurated, only 50% of graduates have been able to find a high-paying job. The unemployment rate from the 18 to 30-year-old age group is almost double the unemployment rate for everyone else. And as you've looked around at these college graduations, you see the sea of caps and gowns, recognize that 80% of those students are graduating and living at home. They're not going out to live on their own. They're living with their parents. There's the old joke, we've seen it on bumper stickers, Ronald Reagan gave us an economy in which you could start $1 billion business from your parents' garage. Barack Obama's given us an economy where you're destined to live in your parents' garage. And it's a funny joke, but it's a serious issue for the rest of the economy. Because if young people aren't working, that means first and foremost, older people that should be higher up in the field have moved down because the jobs aren't there at an upper level anymore. And it also means that young, ingenuitive people that have just graduated college, the freshest minds that have the ideas that will move the economy forward, are sitting at home rather than out putting those ideas to work. And that's very difficult for the economy. We as conservatives believe, and this is the message we're going to be spreading throughout this state to college campuses and to young people, we believe that government spending isn't the way to fix an economy. It may be able to keep you afloat above water for a small period of time, but the American economy, the United States of America, wasn't designed to simply stay afloat. We want to soar, and the way that you soar is to get good ideas and a new idea that's going to bring the whole economy forward and get us fully out of this recession. And that's the message we're going to be spreading to young people across this state. Barack Obama won the young vote with 66% of the vote in 2008. Laura Ingraham said the other day, if young people, my generation, vote for him again, we deserve the economy that we inherited. But that's a problem. Every person here has to recognize the job that we have to do between now and November. Every person has the job to go out to their groups of people, whoever you're friends with, and get out the vote. If you're active in a senior center, it's your job to talk to the seniors. If you're active in your church, talk to the rest of the people in your church. As for us, we're going to be sending out mailers across this state. We're going to be spreading the facts online because we recognize that young people have to be in charge of their own future and that free markets are way better than a free handout. And we're going to spread conservative ideals across the state. We're asking for your help. We're especially asking for your money. I'm going to be waiting at the door with a bag and envelopes if you'd like to donate and help us bring the conservative message to young people. And we can all work together to truly win the future for New Hampshire and the United States. Thank you very much.
crop tape.